Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Multipurpose with Lakshit. Today, I have Mr. Dinesh Mohan. A lot of people would know him from movie Bharat or some more movies, or a lot of things, different things. And yeah, so thank you very much for being here. It's a pleasure having you. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks a lot for having me.
My pleasure again. So before starting, that would be great if you can introduce yourself and what you do.
I'm a model and an actor. That is what I do. Yes.
Okay, okay. Yes, yes. So yeah, a lot of people would have heard your stories. I would basically, that would be great if you can tell your story to us. Like, how did you get into being a model? How?
It was only by default. It was sheer accident. This wasn't my plan at all. Maybe this was written by destiny. And this came my way quite late in life. I was already 57 years of age
Mhm.
when the first offer came in. And I took to it very happily because I thought this is a second chance at reclaiming my life. And before that, I was fighting with depression and weight gain and immobility handicap for a long time,
Uh-huh.
almost 10 to 12 years.
Okay,
So when this opportunity of modeling came to me, I was very happy and tried to give it my best shot. So
okay,
this is
okay.
what.
And how did you like? How did you? How did people get to know about you? Like, how did you get into the whole picture of being a model at the age of 16? How things happen?
Yeah, it is like I was suffering from depression for a long time. And then I started fighting back, trying to reclaim my life. And I had put on a lot of weight over the years, 135 kgs. And then I started losing the weight, went on a diet. And I was on bedridden. I could not walk for a very long time. But then I decided to struggle whatsoever I have to do and to start walking again. So that was a very big struggling period of my life. But I continued and was very persistent, and I was hell bent on getting back into the mainstream of life. So I lost the weight, and I started walking somewhat uh, after I had lost the weight with great difficulty, but still I was managing. So somebody in my neighborhood who was a journalist with a magazine, he saw me and he appreciated the transformation. And by chance, they were bringing out an issue of makeovers. That issue was makeovers. So he just put my small pic and half a page right up on me before and after. You know how it is with
Yeah,
makeovers.
yeah.
And from there, the agency, modeling agency in Delhi, saw my pic and they were looking for somebody of my age group and my personality for a shoot. And so I got a call. I went there for audition, and the rest is history. So I haven't approached uh, many people here in this line. I still don't, but it's that the work is coming to me and people know that I'm here, I'm present, my presence is felt, and I have this identity now. So I'm very appreciating of that fact. So
Okay, okay, okay. And what kind of how much toll did it take on your body? You said you were 135. From getting into 135 and being a model, like how was your body transformation, and what were things going on in your body that?
the body transformation was not that difficult because by that time I had understood that my fat and the way I'm eating was doing me a lot of harm. And most of my illnesses were because of being obese. 135 is not a
Yeah.
small, minor weight, it's quite a huge
Yes.
this thing. So the weight was lost easily because I was very happy to go on a diet and I was very disciplined about my diet. But relearning how to walk, gaining that confidence that I can walk again after years of being immobile was the struggle. That was the tougher part. So I had to fight with myself, with my panic attacks, with my phobias a lot to learn to walk again. The weight loss was comparatively much easier. So my most of my illnesses vanished along with my weight loss. And when I started walking again, normally. So I became a happy person. So my mental state also, improved a lot after that.
Okay, okay, okay. And as like as you said, like I have seen you in a lot of movies. So how, like you said you were in depression, you went on a diet just to lose that weight, and get do your body transformation. But the depression things come, like how are you affected when you are into acting? How is your mental health affected in that?
Uh, yeah, because before that I was literally wasting away at home. I
Okay.
wasn't doing anything because I had taken voluntary retirement from my job, and I was at home, and I was very, stubborn that no, I'm fine. People used to tell me, my family used to tell me that you should work, you should do something constructive to have a better mental life. Otherwise, sitting idle would make you more sick. But I never agreed. So when I went for the first time for my modeling assignment, that was such a busy day, and I had to, get ready, prepare my clothes, garments, and go there and be in that mental zone that okay, I'm working again. So that feeling of doing something constructive, it really, really helped me a lot.
Okay.
And very soon I would look forward to getting my next shoot very excitedly, so that I'm occupied. And in between the free days, I joined a gym, I joined swimming, and I did so many physical activities. But my main focus was that I should get more and more work in modeling.
Okay.
That was
Okay.
the thing.
Okay. And what was people's reaction when seeing, a man which was at the age when people just, take retirement and, do those pujas and bhaktis to just get their, pass their life happily in the end of days. How did you take that?
I,
Like, what was the reaction of people seeing you at the age of people, at the age where 20 boys of
I
25
get
and 30 have the body, at the age of 60 you have the same body. So what was the reaction of people?
Yeah, it wasn't easy, getting that body, because when I started going out of my home, I was still very fat. When I joined the gym and all, I was still around 100 kgs, or maybe slightly above 100 kgs. So all those people from that circle or that life of mine, they knew me as this fat person. And after that, I discontinued with the gym for around 2-3 months, and I went abroad for a shoot. And when I came back, I had settled down in my weight zone, which was around 78 kgs. And everybody who saw me at the gym again were totally surprised. So I told them that now I've become a model. So almost 80% of the people made fun, because they thought they had seen me as that fat person, who joined the gym. And now they thought maybe he's just boasting, modeling is not a old man's job. It's a young boy's job. But then very slowly, my commercials started coming on TV. So there was a huge TV in the gym lobby. And one day when I walked in, my commercial was running there. So I told everybody, okay, you don't believe me? Now watch on TV. So slowly people started believing that, okay, yeah, people of such age can be. And then a lot of people, who were in my contact wanted me to help them become a model of senior age category. So people disbelieve you in the beginning, but when you show them, reply them with constructive work, then they all start following you. That is the way it is.
Okay. Yeah, true, true. And what would be your advice? Like, why do you think age defines something? You fought with people, fought with your problems, and stand it out and did something different. So, what would be your advice to anybody who wants to do same things, or in a different way, but has been like thinking my age is then I can do anything? What would be your message to them?
I don't know. It's a mindset basically, and it might sound very cliched and overused, but age actually is just a number. It actually is just a number. It all depends on you, how you approach life. Normally, with the kind of society that we are living in, and the kind of responsibilities that Indian families put on the man's, the head of the family's shoulder, because we're living in a patriarchal society. So a man is supposed to be very mature and very, serious and sober kind of person, and that is all right. but you can still have a life of your own. You can do different things. You can want to be successful in some new field after your 50s, and but mostly we fear judgment. What would our kids say? What would the rishtedar say? What would the friend circle say? Please get over that and have a life of your own. We can do whatever we want at any age. So I dress up the way I want to dress up. I behave the way I want to behave, and I can be. See, one thing, I don't believe in these terms: young, child, old, age, and all those. These are terms that I never use in my personal vocabulary. So, but I can be younger than the youngest chap in my group, and if I decide to have fun, then people are surprised that how much fun I can have. And it's one life, so I would like to lead it the way I want to lead it, and not be burdened by what others will think. So I go as per my own heart.
Okay, okay. And the very important thing, you said you were, facing depression. So would you be interested sharing your story? Like, why did you what depressed? What was the reason depression came into your life?
Yeah, a lot of negative circumstances, and we all face our struggles. All of us have our own stories. So I also have story. Only thing is that the degree of severity of the struggle is different. So my struggle was especially marked because I was, as a kid, I was very introvertish and very innocent, and I didn't have any friends. I didn't go out, and when I got into adult life, then even then I continued being very introvertish. So I wasn't very successful in my personal relationships because I was this quiet person who was all the time into his own shell. Or if I opened up, as I said, I would be this immature fellow at that age who's just having fun. So somebody who has a notion about age, that somebody should not behave like this at this age,
Mhm.
they were all offended. So I had this tough time trying to justify others that I can be this serious person and this fun loving person together, in one personality. But people did not believe that. So the struggle with my relationships went very bad, and it all became very negative, and there was a lot of social judgments and all those things, and a lot of labels were put on me, and things started becoming very difficult. So because I was an introvert, I went on internalizing all those things, and I tried to find fault in myself instead of finding fault in others. So I would think, okay, they are right, I am a bad person. So that thing led to my depression. I lost my own confidence in my own self. I lost my self love, and the amount of hatred that people were giving me, I was doubling that amount and started hating myself. So that is when things started going bad. So I should have believed in myself, in my own, self confidence, self love. I should not have listened to those negative people and believed that I was also negative. So that is when the struggle started.
And how did you started loving yourself, and how did that positivity came into your mind and you became good and good?
Yeah, I had to give up on certain very close and important relationships, but those were very abusive relationships. So in our society, it's very tough to walk away from certain situations, because then a man is you know can be legally punished and officially punished and professionally punished and all that, because the struggle then becomes very bad. But I don't know what happened to me. I decided to reclaim my self-respect. So from all that dramatic negative situations, I just walked away. I took retirement and walked away. But when I landed here, where I live now, and everything started sinking in, that I've lost so much in life. So that is when the depression started kicking in, and all that self-destruction and suicidal thoughts, that okay, I was 44 at that time. That at that time everybody is working and I'm sitting at home, and I've lost my health, I've lost my money, I've lost my family, everything. So life became very bad. But then, in this condition, I got fed up very soon because I was always mentally very agile. I had a world of my own imagination going on in my mind, and being sad and being bedridden wasn't a part of my mindset ever in life. All I had planned in life, actually, I'm telling you this thing, was to enjoy life. You
Okay.
know, if somebody used to ask me when I was a kid, "Tum bade hoke kya karoge?" I would say, "I'll just enjoy life, bade hoke." You know, that was the target, but the circumstances did not let me do that. So then I decided, okay, now I'm out of that situation, and I have a few health issues which I can fight back, and I always had a strong willpower, so I can get over my mental. So that is what made me decide that, okay, I have to fight back. In any case, the most will happen is that I will die.
Yeah.
But that did not happen, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. And what did you learn from your own journey, like from your life, from the difficulties you've gone through, from having the tough and the worst situations, from becoming a model, which people take as an inspiration. What did you learn from that?
Yes, I learned that I should have indulged in self love much earlier in my life, and I should have always been self respecting. Just to satisfy somebody in a relationship, I should not have disrespected myself. You know, if somebody told me during those years that you are a bloody fool, so I would start behaving like a bloody fool, just that that person remains shut and doesn't bother me again. Okay, decided, I'm a bloody fool. I should not have done that. I should have, put my foot down and stood up for myself. And the moment I started doing that with myself, life became easier. The moment I decided that now no external factors can spoil my peace. I work or no work, I have to enjoy life. That was the target when I was a kid also. So that is how when things started becoming easier for me. So the lesson I learned was self-love.
Okay. And what would be your advice to anybody who wants to get into a field of being a model? Like, what would be your advice to them?
Yeah, see, I'm a very freak case, a very weird and unique case in the world of modeling, because I myself have not been able to comprehend or understand how did I become a model. You
Okay.
know, it fails me. It goes beyond my imagination because I had none of the traits of a model. No self-confidence. I wasn't comfortable about my looks, about my body, about my situation. So I would normally run away from people. But modeling is requires you to be in the center of everybody's eyes, either the camera or the ramp.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Only thing is that when I decided that I have to do this, I became very confident, very confident. So if you want to be a model, my only advice would be that be very confident about yourself. If you think you can do it,
Mhm.
nothing can stop you. So you let it sink in your mind that yes, I can do it. So it's not a field which is very hard to crack or anything. It's a matter of luck and a matter of hard work. So do that, and anybody can be a model in my eyes.
Okay, okay. Before ending this session, I have last five questions for you, which is a kind of quick. You can just give it a quick, or you can make it as long as you wish. Yes. So first question
Yeah.
is like, what has been a best advice you received from somebody?
uh, Live life to its fullest, which is a tattoo here.
Yeah. Okay.
So that is the best advice I received ever.
Okay. Okay. And the worst?
Worst advice was that try to adjust,
Okay.
you
Good
know,
one.
compromise.
Yeah.
Life is compromise. Relationships are compromise. Be sacrificing. So these were worst advices. Normally people want to rule over you in a relationship,
Uh-huh.
and then they would come up with these suggestions that a man doesn't look good like this. A man has to be sacrificing, and your happiness doesn't matter. So those were the worst advice, and unfortunately I listened to those advice and I tried to apply them, and that is how I ended up a disaster in my life.
Okay. 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 And
Yeah.
what? what would be if what would be your advice to your 18-year-old self?
I am 18. Who told you I'm not 18?
Okay. So you are. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
am. I am. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
See, no, not at 18, but at 30. That is a more appropriate time, because at 18 I was okay. I was fine. But at 30 I was this, defeated, depressed person, uh, without happiness, and lost and suffocated and isolated and lonely, though I was in a relationship. So my advice to myself at 30 would have been, go get a life, be happy, always be happy, and don't sacrifice your own happiness for the sake of others, because everyone is selfish here.
Yeah.
So that would have been my advice to me.
Yeah. Yeah. And how do you think you tackle your problems each and every day? If you can just give one or two things about that.
Yeah, I do have problems, and a lot of problems, health problems too. And I tend to get depressed because of this lockdown and no work is happening and all. But the way I tackle them is in my own way. I either smile or laugh, try to laugh, and try to make everything very light. I may be having a very bad day health wise. I'm not able to get up from the bed, but still I drag myself out. I look in the mirror, I do my meditation, I try to smile to myself, I crack jokes to myself. In any way, I try to make myself positive in the worst of, the day that it might be. So, yeah.
Okay, okay. And very important question every influencer or an actor or model would get. Like, do you have trollers? And what kind of trolls do you get
Oh
every
God. Oh God. I cannot use the words that they've been using against me, and I hate those ma ban ki galis, and
Okay.
that dhonsadi ke and gandu, and all those things that come my way, and butha sala kutta marega kab ye wo and all that. It's
Okay.
horrible. But it's okay, yaar. These guys are wasted people. Even otherwise, they don't respect even their parents or their own life or
Yeah.
their own children, and their only job is drawing their pleasure out of abusing you and talking ill about you and wishing that you were dead and abusing you. So that is their tonic. It affected me in the beginning, because I come from this very sensitive background of being a patient of depression. I was, and so my mind is always very raw.
Okay.
But now I have learned to deal with it, that it's okay. They are actually, talking about themselves, and they are not talking about me.
Okay.
So
Okay. Okay.
that is the thing.
Yeah. And like before ending this session, what would be a special, a last message or a special message or any kind of message you'd like to leave over here?
Yeah, live and let live. Live and let live. Age is just a number. Don't indulge in age shaming. Don't categorize people as Buddha, Jawan, Bacha, and all that, because very lucky people in this world would get to be old. I don't want to use this term, would get to be old. And the luckiest ones would get to be old as Dinesh Mohan, you know.
Yeah.
So, which is healthy, happy, constructive work, famous, and rich.
Yeah.
So, very lucky people would get to be that.
Yeah, yeah, true. Yeah, yeah. So wonderful. Thank
Yeah.
you very much for a wonderful session. It's my pleasure having you, and it was and it will always be a pleasure to have you. So yeah, thank you very much for being
Yeah.
here.
Thank you so much. You're most welcome, and God bless you. I had a nice time. Bye
Thank
bye.
you very much.
Take
Thank
care.
you.